Or just go straight to the anthem.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes.
Sounds good.
This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
We take you down onto the track for our opening
It's all
ceremonies.
good, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Limitless.
please rise. Please remove your hats.
It's all good. Peace, thank you.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes
Yeah.
and bright stars
There's only 40 cars tonight.
through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs burst bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us here as we're going to go through a very quick grid session for the Reynolds Family Memorial. On the front row, the 25 of Kevin Freese and the 1 of Zachary Lima. Row 2, Hunter Reynolds and Steve Karosik. Row 3, Gabe Butler, Sebastian Marin. Row 4, Cody Nagels, Josh Milam. Row number 5, Vicente Guerrero and Zach Fridge.
Row number 6 is going to go to Les Levy and Mark Mann to the outside. Starting 13th will be Rick Sebrands in car number 4, and outside of him, the number 63 of Logan Helton. Jeffrey Crosby and Richard Sanchez will make up row number 8. Row number 9 is going to go to Jim Mayer, David Booth. Row 10, Sean Stevens and Zach Workman.
Row number 11, Eric Laurie and Tyler Miller. Row 12, Jimmy Reynolds and Casey Gilchrist. Row 13, Sean McCara and John Guerrero. Row 14, Richard Kuhn and Daniel Holloway. Row number 15, the 32 of BK Anderson and the 53 of Dave Hunt.
Your last 10 starters will be Jeff Crosby Sr. in the 15 and Robert Lacavera in starting 5th or 32nd. David Overstreet, Rob Connors, Nathan Warren, Anthony English, Peter DeBorgia, Andy Brigante, Dan Harrington, and Jeremy Funk shotgun on the field. 40 cars strong here tonight in the Reynolds Family Memorial here at Talladega, and it's a long ways to the start-finish line for Kevin Freese, but he will lead us to the green flag, and this one is green flag here tonight for the OP Premier Series.
On the throttle we go. The 25 and the I lead this field into turn number 1. Side by side through the corner, 40 cars taking the green flag. All of them out there on the speedway. Nobody hanging out in the pits, no issues, so good sign. We got a lot of cars out there tonight for this Reynolds Family Memorial.
Down the backstretch they go, the first time down the Talladega super stretch into turn number 3. Freese still getting out to the front in his Budweiser 25. Right behind him, Hunter Reynolds in the 26, qualified 3rd. Right now trying to get there to the front, but is stuck behind Freese. The outside line coming here, the number 1, Lima. He's got some help as they come across to put lap number 1 into the books. And it is Korosek running there in right behind Lima, who takes to race lead.
First lap done and in the books, and we continue to march on. Want to say hello to everyone in YouTube chat. That does mean we got Miss Tammy Helton there, and we also have Michelle Anderson saying, "Good morning, fellas. Go BK." BK's daughter Addie is here cheering Daddy on tonight. Well, how you doing, Miss Addie? Thank you very much for joining us. At any time you want to add in something, feel free to let Miss Michelle know what you want to say and cheer your dad on loudly and often.
We like cheering.
We do like the cheering.
It isn't for us, KR.
It's no. I don't need to be. I don't need to be cheered on. I'm gonna be here one way or another as the first caution of the night comes out.
John McCara going around. It looks like the number 53 of David Hunt has maybe gone around. He's stuck down in the grass. And yellow coming out here on lap number 2. Not sure where that one started. Just all of a sudden the cars went around. I think it started maybe around with Nathan Warren, possibly. I know he's at least involved with it, KR.
Yeah, Nathan Warren, David Booth, couple of them. Looks like 4 wide going into the corner. Tyler Miller catches the 77 of David Booth. Warren gets into the 5 of Bob Lacavera, and Tyler Miller trying to make a start here tonight. He has 4 races to make 3 starts, as he has already picked up a race win but has not met the minimum requirements. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of our race information here tonight. As we have mentioned, tonight's race is in honor of Ed Reynolds and the Reynolds family. We have had 8 winners on the season. Gabe Butler made a start here tonight, took the green flag, so he is locked in. I want to say I saw Brian Wang, but I guess I did not, so he just needs one more start to be locked in. We will have stages at lap 25 and 50, and 1 fast repair is available to the field here tonight. So Al, our first caution flag comes out very early, and I think it's still a bit too early for making it to the end of the stage.
I do agree, but if you were involved in that wreck, you're going to have to come down and at least fix some of the damage. I don't think you want to use that fast repair right now, but KR, what do we know? Everybody's coming down pit road.
Yeah, everyone can come down pit road, but I think we're still going to have one more.
I agree. I don't think there's no way to make it to lap 25 without possibly another yellow flag.
All right, so fuel only for most of this field. Kevin Freese wins the race off of pit road.
Trouble on pit road for the 40 of the Borgia. Looks like he got spun, missing his pit stall. He is now backed his car into his pit stall. So I guess if you're gonna have a mistake or get spun on pit road, this is the time to do it.
All right, do it on lap 4 under caution on pit road.
Yeah, doesn't hurt you too bad. Lose some track position, but never know. Kevin Freese and Zachary Lima gonna lead him off of pit road just the way they brought him on.
Let's take a look and see what happened to the 40 as he tried to get down on the pit road into his box. The 00 of Rob Connors was right there. Wow, Peter DeBorgia really going through a series of mistakes there. Overshot his pit box. The 00 was to his inside. So tough go here for the 40, but like we said, make that mistake early and you're gonna have lots of time to overcome that. All right, so we have Miss Mara chiming in and Miss Maxine. How you guys doing? Thank you very much for saying hello. Glad you all are here tonight for the Reynolds Family Memorial. All right, so Miss Mara is interested to know where the 04 of Mark Mann is. Mark Mann finds himself just past mid-pack. Lost quite a few spots from where he qualified. That's typical Mark Mann. Not too much of a hurry, just gonna keep that nose clean. And then Miss Maxine, let's know what's going on with Logan Helton. And Logan not coming down pit road to top off. He is in the mid pack. Finds himself in 16th spot. We'll check in on BK Anderson as he pulls himself down and out of pit road. So the 32 going to slot in just a few spots as he topped off his fuel tank. There we go. That is everyone who has said hello and their drivers where they are at. Oh, wait, Al, I didn't get... Who's your driver, Al?
Anybody in a blue oval. Come on, you know this.
Nobody out there in a blue oval. They all seem to be in a Xfinity Series car.
Okay. You're right.
Liberty's here. How you doing, Liberty?
Oh,
Good to
thank
see you.
God. Someone that knows what's going on.
Oh, it's about time. The broadcast just got 1,000 times better. Just by Liberty saying hello, it got better. We'll get so many likes.
Already got 10 thumbs up.
See?
That's pretty good.
All because of Liberty.
Yeah, well. You need to hire him.
I tried. He turned me down. He said I was too much of a scrub.
Gotcha. Kevin Free set fast time here tonight up on the front of this one. Taking a look at towards the back of the field here. It looks like a few cars elected to fix some damage. I don't see, maybe one car had taken the backup already out. Kind of early for that. Now you got to play, I guess, defensively the rest of the night. That's not where you want to be, I guess.
Yeah, I've always found that if I have to change my style, it never goes well for me. As the green flag comes out, we are back underway. So Al, stage number 1, ending at the completion of lap 25. We've already had one big crash. Several cars getting into that one, and you mentioned having to burn a fast repair, and now you're on the back foot, you're being defensive, but man, hanging out at the back here at Talladega isn't the end of the world.
No, I mean, and it's early enough right now. You just don't want to get caught up in something in front of you at this point. You know, you got to be a little bit on the defensive, but you can still be aggressive. We've seen it time and time again. You know, just because they have the fast repair doesn't mean that they have to use it. So get through these first stages, and you know, if you can stay within the draft and stay on the lead lap, that's the main thing. Is can the car stay with the pack? Can they stay up with the cars that are not wounded? And if the answer is yes, then I say you can save that fast repair, KR, because you want to save it to that last stage or maybe that last pit stop, you know, get it back in contention. As we got a bid for your race lead, Korzak going to the outside, and he's getting a nice push from the 6 of Nagels. He's got Vicente Guerrero pushing on the rear bumper into turn number 3. Sebastian Marin in that 23 also there with the 33 of Jeff Crosby, all up on the outside lane. 2x2, plenty of room for that here at KR. I wouldn't be surprised if we see later some 4 wide action here at Talladega. This track wide enough and all lanes pretty fast.
All lanes are very fast, and 3 and 4 wide, very capable here at Talladega, as you mentioned, with how wide this track is. So it's only a matter of time before we see someone jump up into that 3rd lane, and then as we get closer to the end of the stage, we'll see someone jump up and try and force it 4 wide. Right now, the 40 of Peter Dvorak has the fastest lap of the race, as he is looking at a 49.51. We go on board looking up the back of this number 40. He had a rough time getting on the pit road. It looks like whatever that issue was, they hammered out the damage on the race car just enough that he can get out there and get after it. A couple drivers hitting pit road.
Yeah, we got our first takers, about 5 drivers coming down pit road, make it 6. Led by your race leader, Kevin Freese, down on pit road. So hitting that window of where they can make it to the end. And we got 6 takers here. And this should, I think, open the floodgates to pit road. I would believe, KR.
Yeah, you can make it to the end of the stage from here. So that's what everyone tried to make it to. We are going to see some guys go as far as they can, and I expect to see a majority of this pack hit pit road this time. We'll get quite a few who stay out as well. So everyone's got their own strategies. It's still early and trying to figure out how this is all going to play out. Well, that's why we stick around and watch every lap of the race.
Yeah, and the strategy is the fun part of these super speedways. Yeah, they run side by side, and there's a lot of lane changes. But with the OP Premier Series here on Monday nights, a lot of green flag racing. The strategies come into play. Where do you pit? Who do you pit with? Do you pit with your teammates? All that comes into play, and it really shakes up the field. And we are starting to see that early on here in the Reynolds Family Memorial.
Yeah, things are being shook up right now. Oh, the 14 and the 23 make contact. Zachary Lima goes around as well. Josh Milam trying to chase that car.
He got tagged by Vicente Guerrero. He somehow saves it, but some heavy right front damage to that Ford Mustang.
And a big moment as they were working their way through 3 and 4. The 14, the 23, and the 1 all right there. Good news is it looks like just a lot of light contact, no one hard into the wall. Still not a welcome touch either way though.
No, the one of Lima making some hard contact with that outside wall with the rear end and the front of the car. Some definitely right front damage to the 7 and the right rear damage of the 7 as Guerrero was trying to catch that Budweiser can. Masterful driving by all the drivers here to avoid what could have been a very, very big mess. You know there's benefits, KR, don't you?
The guys who have made a pit stop?
Yeah, absolutely.
They made their pit stop. They're going to get caught up, and everybody who hits pit lane this time is going to lose a bunch of track position.
Yeah, and these drivers that have some damage, they're going to be able to sit down here on pit road for a little bit of time to get some of that damage fixed as much as they can. A little bit over a minute for a pace lap here at the Talladega Super Speedway.
All right, so our race leader is Steve Karosik. Last time he was on pit road was lap 4. So I'm wondering if he thinks he can stretch this to the end with this caution. I really thought they would have all had to come down pit road, but maybe not. Bobby Helton chiming in. How you doing, Bobby? Thank you very much for your well wishes to the Reynolds family. Appreciate that. They do as well. Al, I don't know if you know this, but Logan Helton, one of our Road to Pro drivers, and this season, he's looking very stout right now in the opening stages, sitting 3rd overall.
Well, that's pretty amazing. Very, very difficult group to get into that Pro Series. And, well, one of our own doing very well. I know it's a lot of dedication, a lot of time on the sim, working the setups. So keep it up, Logan. I know that the OP family and the rest of us are rooting for you.
Yeah, it's not easy to get into that.
How come you're not in there, KR? You're a professional.
I hung up the steering wheel about 2 years ago and picked up a microphone. Maybe could have gone pro on the dirt side. Maybe did run with a bunch of the guys who were in the very first Pro Series on the dirt side, and was just as fast as they were. But that was also about the time that I was feeling out the microphone and enjoyed that a whole lot more.
Yeah, I do like getting behind the wheel, but I do enjoy the production side of things and being a part of the broadcast. So I do the behind the wheel for let's say about 4 months or so a year, and then the rest of the time I don't. So still enjoy it, but doing the races with you and the other productions that I'll get myself into is a lot more fun. Plus I own a remote control car track, and that takes a lot of time, KR, a lot of fun, very rewarding, and I have see everybody have a lot of fun with that. But definitely takes me away from the sim side of things, and so Monday nights work out great. Glad to be up here in the booth with you.
Well, man, I'm glad to have you here, and glad to have you back for another season.
Yeah, I get my food allowance from you. Go down to the concession stand, and
oh, they didn't tell you?
No, what happened?
This is volunteer work only.
Yeah, but I just take it from your wallet that you leave on the table.
Dang it! You weren't supposed to see that.
Well, it's only $1 for popcorn.
That's all I had in my wallet.
Well, work a little harder. I don't know what to tell you.
All right, I want to give a shout out to Kevin Nagels. How you doing, Kevin? He is going to be cheering for the 6 of Cody Nagels.
No.
Right? I don't believe it either.
Me neither.
But so here we go.
He does have a good looking car though, KR.
6 always looks pretty good. Cody works hard on his paint schemes. At least I think he does his. Not 100% sure.
Put it in the questions.
And we'll have to remember to ask him, should he be worthy of an interview?
All right. Hey, the EV Mustang coming down pit road.
Oh no. Oh. The battery's dying,
back.
Isn't it?
It is.
Let's
Needs to
go all
recharge.
electric, folks.
Now it's gonna be interesting to see here. The first 7, let's say top 10 cars have not pitted since at least lap number 4. The last time they were on pit road was lap 5. As they get through the Geico restart zone, we are back underway with 11 laps remaining in stage number 1. Remember, that will be at the completion of lap number 25 here. So interesting to see. Can they make it 20 laps? Did they able to save enough? That is my question. Were they able to save enough underneath these yellow flags to make it the rest of the way?
That is a very good question. We're going to find out, because 20 laps is really stretching it, but it puts it right on the limit, especially with some help from the cautions that they just got. And if you could, you know, pretty much do all the things, shutting the car off, coasting as far as possible, you might just be able to make it without hitting that pit road here, but could be close. You still don't want to be out front. That's where you're going to burn the most fuel. So 3 wide racing, here we go.
And Jack Fritz leading the outside with the 6 of Nagels, giving him a good push on that Ford Mustang. Josh Milam with a little bit of front end damage in that middle lane, and Korosek working the bottom side with Hunter Reynolds. Now the 12 of Fritz will go from the top shelf down to the bottom shelf, leaving the 88 of Butler out to dry. He's got, I believe that's the 31 right there behind him of Gilchrist. He's working the outside of the track as well. So everybody's jostling for positions, switching lanes. We'll see what will happen here as they come by the line. It'll be Nagels leading lap number 16.
So Cody Nagels out in front. All Kevin had to do was show up, say hello, and Cody launches himself into the race lead.
Funny how that works.
Hey, this is why we tell you to cheer for your drivers. They don't know you're watching unless you cheer.
Exactly. They do come back. They watch the broadcast after they're done. Hopefully they're not watching while racing. I'm not talented enough to do that. Especially at these speeds and close quarters that they are on. Look at these cars starting to dance around off of turn number 4 through the tri-oval. And through this tri-oval, KR, the back of the cars get really light. You got to watch your pushes on the car in front of you. Or if you're getting pushed, watching how hard you pull that wheel as Korosek retakes the lead and drops down to the inside lane. Now, Nagels has the Hall of Famer Jim Mayer in that Valvoline 95. Giving him a good push down the backstretch. Kevin Freese, your pole sitter for tonight as well. Making his way back towards the front after the pit stop.
On board with the 95 as he pushes the 6 in that second lane. Zach Fritsch in the 12 just down below. Steve Karosik in the 027. Scored as the race leader as they make their way through the tri-oval and heading to the start-finish line. Laps winding down here in stage number 1. The 027 and the 6 seem to have things under control for the moment, but oh, here comes some cars making some moves in the outer lanes.
Yeah, that's a little bit back towards the pack. I believe that is the number 9 leading that charge on the outside lane. That is Nathan Warren. And he has got some help. Sebastian Marin and the Lima in that outside lane, but only 3 cars so far, are up in that outside lane, and it's going to be hard to make some ground with that lack of momentum on that outside lane.
All right, so we still run 2 by 2. That third lane is fizzled out almost all the way. But I promise you it's going to change here probably down this backstretch as we see one jump out. That is the 46 of David Overstreet. Overstreet running a new paint scheme. And kind of makes you want to go fishing in a bass boat, if you know what I mean.
I do. You have a bass boat, KR?
I don't. I have a race car.
Same difference.
Yeah, I don't think I could have both.
No.
If I had to pick one, I would for sure every time pick the race car.
Pick the race car. New race leader Cody Nagel's getting a good push from Jim Mayer up at the front of this one. Here comes Korosek back to the inside. Fritz working the inside as well. How about Peter DeBorgia? Got spun out on that first pit road exchange. Now finds himself inside the top 10, running in the 8th position. 4th car on the inside lane. He's got the 510 of Sanchez behind him. Logan Helton in the 63 of the W Energy 63. They're all working off a turn number 4. We're getting close to that points paying window starting to get greased up here at the end of lap 25. And those points could make or break someone making it into the postseason. You went over the points a little bit earlier last week with Anthony English's win. That puts Richard Kuhn on the bubble, and I believe he was only 20-ish points
21
above the cut line over Jim Mayer. So Jim Mayer working that outside, knows he needs some good points here to close that gap. And anything can happen here on Monday nights. The outside lane starting to get formed up. Here comes Butler in the 88 Guinness Chevy Camaro. Logan Helton taking a peek out the outside. Logan Helton, oh, he's gonna get turned. It's Reynolds in the outside wall. Yellow flag is coming out. And the 26 went up to block Hunter Reynolds. And hard contact with the outside retaining wall, KR, and I believe that might be the yellow flag for stage number 1.
That is going to be the flag for the stage. Go ahead and take a look at this one. Hunter Reynolds, Logan Helton making contact, Dan Harrington spinning, Bob Lacavera involved.
Rich Seabrand's got a little piece of that as well. Josh Milam getting it.
Take a little bit longer look at it, and you see the 63 tried to put his nose to the outside. And Hunter Reynolds just a little bit late on the block, and maybe not even trying to make a block, just trying to use that momentum. So caution flag flies, and stage number 1 going to end up under yellow. And I do believe our stage winner is going to be Steve Carosi. He is the first one on the pit road. That's usually a good sign when the caution flag comes out, that person is our stage winner. Usually a good sign.
Usually.
Stranger things have happened. Peter DeBorgia in the 40, driving through pit road, did not hit his pit box. Same goes for Rick Seabrands in the 4.
Yeah, 40 cars still on the lead lap. Pit road gets very congested.
All right, let's see if we can't fire up our stage winner. That is none other than Steve Carosi. Steve, you got your ears on, bud?
Yeah, I got you. What's up?
Well, we just want to talk to our stage winner. How you doing?
Good so far. How are you?
Not too bad. Hey, this stage win gonna go a long way for you in this points battle that you're in. How do you feel your chances are in pulling off another stage win or a race win?
Well, hopefully I just stay up front and stay out of the trouble, but trouble tends to find me, so I'm hoping I don't die.
Don't die? Is that what's going through your head?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, hey, I'll tell you what, you've got yourself 10 starts on the season. You haven't missed a single race yet. And this stage win, I believe, is your first one of the season, so nice job.
Thanks, man. I've been having horrible luck this season. Hopefully I can turn it around.
All right, so you're just one win away from locking yourself into playoff contention. I think you can get it done tonight.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
All right, shout outs, thank yous.
Shout out the Dale Cup and OP.
All right, man. Well, nice job. Once again, congratulations on the stage win.
Thank you.
All right, that is Steve Carosi from Dale Cup Games. Always forget to add that because it's a tongue twister for me.
No.
Well, let's be honest. Just talking is hard.
Well, I didn't want to point that out, KR.
All right, let's go ahead. We looked at our points, but before the green flag dropped here tonight, this was our biggest points earners in the last 3 races. Logan Helton, Sebastian Marin, Jeff Crosby Jr., Josh Milam, and Richard Kuhn all have been putting together a bit of a hot streak. Our stage winners look something like this, and now we can add Steve Carosi to that list as well. Logan Helton, Josh Milam, Kevin Freese, Jeff Crosby Jr., and Jim Mayer, all with multiple stage wins. Mark Mann, Rick Seaman, Zach Fritsch, Sebastian Marin, Hunter Reynolds, John Stevens, and now Steve Carosi with 1 stage win. All right, Al, getting ready to fire off stage number 2. Stage 1 has been a bit of a rough one. We saw quite a few cars take some damage. Now you got to survive stage number 2.
You do gotta survive stage number 2. You gotta stay out of trouble if you had to use that backup car. If you didn't, you still have a bullet in the trailer, I suppose, but no one really wants to have to use that. So, I don't know. I think we see a little bit, maybe a little bit more of a tamed stage here, KR.
Not really sure if my timing and scoring is correct, but the last time I seen Jeff Crosby Jr. on pit road, according to my timing and scoring, was lap 4.
I do see that as well.
So we'll have to keep an eye on that as we're on board with the 15 of the 15 of BK, the 32 of BK Anderson. He's up 14 spots in 15th. Knew I'd spit it all out sooner or later.
I had faith in you.
Oof. All right, here we go. Through the trioval, waiting for that green flag. And away we go once again.
Good restart from the 6 and Eagles, but he's got a little bit of a gap between himself and Sanchez on the start of this one. Down here in the turn number 1, and just like that, Korosek gonna get back to the out to your race lead over the 25 of Freeze. Fritz working there in spot number 3 down low along with Workman. Here comes a good push from Sanchez down the super long super stretch here at Talladega. How long can these cars stay tucked up underneath each other? We see them pushing each other, but I know that the radiators are a little bit closed off on these Xfinity cars here that the OP Premier Series use. They get hot quick. You can't push that long.
Yeah, in practice, a lot of drivers were trying to see just how far they could push before the engine let go, and they were pleasantly surprised by how far they could go.
Everybody getting down single file for the most part. You see the groups out there, KR. You have the groups that were in trouble. You have the groups that stayed out of trouble. They're all just kind of working together right now, trying to make it through stage number 2. I assume once we get into stage 3, the final stage, that is when we'll see some of the backup cars maybe start to get uncovered from the trailer. Cody Nagels here as Kevin Freese takes over the race lead. He's got a very fast number 25 Camaro here tonight as they work off turn number 2. I am digging that paint scheme. It's not because I'm a Raiders fan, KR.
You sure?
Yeah, I am sure.
Are you a Raiders fan?
Unfortunately. I gotta wait for a new team.
You really had to pick everything the opposite of me.
Yeah, well, I gotta wait.
Ford.
Yep.
Raiders versus Chiefs.
Well, see, I don't mind the Chiefs. I like Mahomes, but I've been a Raiders fan my whole life. Can't tell you. I think it's because my grandfather was a Raiders fan. But anyways, I digress.
You're even on the wrong coast.
I know. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Not a lot of things about me does make sense, but you know, I'm just waiting for, you know, the expansion to happen. When there's another new team that comes in, then I can jump ship. That's the only way you're allowed to jump ship on the team.
Yeah?
Well, that's my rule.
That's your rule. It's a good rule.
Yeah.
Good rule.
I mean, I feel like that's the way it is, you know? Like, it's like with NASCAR, you can't choose a new driver until the one you've been rooting for retires.
Yeah. I mean, things change. Things change, so guess it's okay to make a change when you need to.
Yep.
All right,
How
so
about
right
that?
now, Kevin Freese in the 25 and the 6 of Cody Nagels out in front. Now there's a lot of good racing going on.
There is. I was just going to say there's 2 wide up front. Out back, they were 3 wide for a moment. That's settled down now. As we keep an eye at the battle at the front of here with Nagels getting a good push from Sanchez. Lima's been fast in that Red Bull Chevy Camaro. Look who's right back there as well, the 23 of Sebastian Marin. Jim Mayer up front here tonight. How about David Overstreet? Not used to seeing Overstreet up front early on in these races, KR. But I like it. I like it. He's up front making some moves, trying to gain some points.
Hey, that Bass Boat paint scheme, maybe adding some speed. Maybe he's just trying to get to his fishing hole a little bit faster.
Hey, maybe he's hooked a big one or something, you know, it's pulling around the racetrack.
Could be. Catfishing? Well, no. Catfish down on the bottom. He's up at the top. So,
Yeah, he's water jigging it.
what?
Yep,
There you go.
I think that's the term for fishing.
I have no idea. I went fishing once and drank all the beer and didn't get invited back.
Well, you can't do that, KR.
Well, no one told me. Not my fault.
There's rules, KR. Did you buy the beer?
Maybe.
No, I'm gonna say that was a no then. No wonder you didn't get invited back.
There's too many rules to fishing.
Yeah, there is. That's why I don't do it. Come on, here they come through the tri-oval. Closing in on that lap 50 mark. One car up to the outside. I believe that is the 62 of Les Levy. He's got a little bit of left rear damage as he'll fall back in behind the 21 of Holloway. Go for some chocolate, Dan.
Yeah. Hershey Kisses. Number 21. Just ahead of the 62 of Les Levy. With the 2 cars at the front. Really haven't changed a whole lot since the drop of the green flag for the stage, but all of that is going to change now as we head for pit road. First group of drivers to hit pit lane.
Oh, there's trouble. Somehow they saved it. The 33 of Crosby got a little crossed up.
That will give the race lead to the 510 of Richard Sanchez. So Sanchez leading this field, and they have gotten single file. They're probably all going to come down pit road within the next lap or 2. So as they make their way off of turn number 4, let's see who is going to hit pit road and who is not. Handful of cars stay out. Lima in trouble. Did he cook it onto pit road there? See if we will have to see if he got it slowed down. David Overstreet takes over the race lead in the 46, and he's got a big gap between him and the back of this rest of this group here that stayed out. So he's going to end up losing a lot of time on the track and giving up track position.
That he is. They work down here. Timmy Reynolds going to get back to the back bumper. Logan Helton as well. Mark Mann in the 04. 27 of Stevens and Richard Kuhn. He was the driver that 47 is the driver that's on the hot seat coming in here tonight based on the current point standings.
Yeah, Richard Kuhn has had a great season, but starting to work his way in that bubble zone. So he needs to have a good showing here. Right now, that 47 sitting in third. Did not have a good stage number 1. We'll see if he can have a decent stage 2 and maybe pick up a top 10 to round out his night here tonight.
Waiting to see when these race leaders will come in. Sean Stevens out front, KR. They will bypass pit road this time by, so 4 cars, nose to tail. Sean Stevens, Richard Kuhn, Jimmy Reynolds, and David Overstreet still yet to pit, along with Rob Connors, John Guerrera, and David Booth. Are all the 7 cars that have not come down pit road as of this moment.
Yeah, they are really trying to stretch their fuel here, and not 100% sure what you can gain from that, but that is their plan. We've seen it time and time again. Drivers who hit pit road first end up coming away in the front of the pack. Anthony English has the new fast lap at a 49.51.
That's fast. And he's closing in on some 3-wide action. So maybe that's why those other boys have not come down pit road yet. They see maybe their spotters have radioed in and said, hey, the action's a little bit wild back here. You might want to stay out, see if we catch a yellow.
They make their way across the start-finish line, this group trying to wrestle for position of to who is going to take over the race lead once this front pack hits pit road. Zach Workman, Kevin Fries, Cody Nagels. They are 3 wide, and these are the drivers who will inherit the lead.
Oh,
and
trouble in the backstretch.
they
Jim Mayer
are going to change it all with this caution. Zach Workman, Jim Mayer, Steve Karosik, all involved in this caution. Let's see if we can back this up and figure out what happened down the backstretch. Sanchez able to squeeze on a bye. Let's take another look from a little bit further back. Les Levy able to get through it.
Oh, looks like Zach Fritz might have blown up. Looks like a puff of smoke or something happened to Sanchez, maybe?
Take a look here. Yeah, Sanchez has his car pop up into the air just a little bit as if he made hard contact with something. Yeah, just chaos down the backstretch.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of a evasive move from someone popping a motor or something happened there, Kiara. Maybe they hit a tortoise or something.
So Sean Stevens had to stop for the pace car before he could come down pit road. With that happening, he will give up the race lead to the 00 of Rob Connors. Connors has not made a pit stop yet.
And honestly, Kiara, a lot of good heads-up driving. That could have been much bigger than what it was.
Always could end up bigger. You just hope you're not in those big ones or the small ones. Just hope for a clean night.
Did I tell you I tried running the trucks?
Uh-huh. Tell us about it, though.
Oh, it did not go that good.
How come?
Well, lack of experience. These guys make it look so easy, and you get out there with them, just situational awareness kind of big. I was really good at pushing. Didn't like being pushed, which means I'd probably never ever win a race. But it just gave me a new perspective of what these guys do on Monday nights here at, for the OP Premier Series. These guys are the best of the best, and got to go out there, turn some laps with them. Still welcome to, they say, for some reason. I choose not to. They're getting down towards the points run there for the Truck Series, and I think I'll wait till next season to try it again, KR, but it is a lot of fun. It gives you a different perspective on that, and it just, Talladega is probably my favorite track to race at. Daytona is sketchy, regardless of the surface. If you're on the bumpy road or the newer Daytona, iRacing Super Speedway is just insane with the amount of speed that you carry around there, and that's just a truck. And I know these Xfinity cars a little bit more horsepower, a little less drag, or a little less downforce on them, so they really get around there a little bit quicker, and it just puts it into perspective. I know you've been out on the track with these guys too, and they are the best of the best, and especially here on Monday nights, there's a reason that these drivers are all invited to come here.
Absolutely, and it's not just on a whim that they get invited. They gotta work their way through the ranks, show that they are capable, come with references, a blood sample, and a genealogy dated back to at least the early 1200s.
Was that the time of Xena Warrior Princess?
I think so.
I saw that this morning. Brought me back to like my childhood.
You watched Xena this morning?
I did.
Oh.
There was
Okay.
nothing else on at 5:30, so
Ah,
I figured, why not?
why not? I'm with you on that.
Hey, Rob Connors is our leader.
Okay, the 00, last on pit road on lap 24. Gonna try and stretch it. Let's see, 16. Quite a few laps.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's gonna be able to do that. Maybe. We've had this yellow flag.
Yeah, that would be a stretch of almost 25 laps.
Yeah.
Despite the cautions, that is a long stretch.
We still have all 40 cars on the lead lap. Pretty impressive.
Do want to give a moment to give a shout out to Matt Wagner, who is race control here tonight. And I do got to say, I have gone lax in sending him some love. And I don't know why. Just now realized Matt Wagner has been race control. We haven't said hello to him once. So Matt, thank you very much for doing the job that you do behind the scenes, working hard, keeping these guys in check. If you don't know, he's probably yelling at them every single second, because otherwise these guys would think that they were in charge.
Right. And it's one of the most thankless jobs that someone could do, and he does a good job with it. Rob Connors jumps on the loud pedal. We're back underway in this restart. Everybody's maybe caught a little bit sleeping there, Kara. Look at the front. It's all spread out here. Not a good start, as you want to be packed up. Maybe it's done by design.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It really got spread out pretty quick. Now everyone starting to bunch back up, but yeah, that didn't look right.
Everybody jumping out to the outside around Connors. The 071 of Lori says nothing runs like a deer, and he's trying to prove it, trying to get to the front here. Here comes Sebastian Marin. In that 23, he'll work underneath the 510 as Sanchez DeBorja runs there behind Cody Nagels as they work off the turn number 4. This time by, it'll be 8 laps to go. Reminder, this stage will end at the completion of lap number 50.
Just a few more laps, we will be within where the caution flag ends it. You gotta hang tough where you're at right now if you're up front and then survive through the yellow.
No yellow flag.
No yellow.
Oh! As I say that, Cody Nagels makes a hard left-hand turn down in front of Kevin Freese. Off the front bumper of the Extra Life Camaro of Peter DeBorja. Sanchez right there behind him in that 510. He's been up front all night long. Must be he did not lose an engine there, KR. So that was just a really weird wreck on the backstretch that put us underneath our yellow flag, our most recent yellow flag. Rick Seabrand starting to make his way. How about Sean McCarron, the 71? Haven't talked about him so far tonight. Remember, he was involved in that lap number 3 wreck. Team's done a good job of getting the car fixed, as he's now vying for his top 10 position as he runs in 11th.
So the 40 of DeBorja and the 6 of Cody Nagels right now in control of their respective lanes. Onto the front stretch we go, and with the getting to the start finish of this line, should the caution come out, that will end the stage from here till the completion of lap 50. Rob Connors on the pit road in the 00, and Hunter Reynolds in the 26 now owns the fastest lap of the race at a 49.281. He is tucked in behind the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds. So this Reynolds family memorial sees the Reynolds running nose to tail.
A little bit different shade of the, what color would you call that, KR? Salmon?
I'm just gonna go with orange.
All right. Oh, the car's starting to get light through that tri-oval.
Just gonna go 3 wide here through the trial, but no big deal.
Yeah. That's enough to make the broadcaster sweat a little bit. Sanchez is going to work around DeBorja. DeBorja's going to get stuck in the middle. He's got some help coming in the form of the 4 of Rick Seabrand as they work down the back stretch. Sanchez now the race lead. Oh, he gets a little bit too big of a push from Guerrero.
Oh, and we got trouble even further back. And the caution flag comes out.
It does come out. Everybody jumping on the binders as Andy Brigante in the Lamborghini 13 got turned sideways. I believe that's going to end stage number 2.
That will end stage number 2. Let's see if we can't back this up far enough to figure out what happened to Brigante. As he was checking up David Overstreet, didn't see it happening, got into the back, and around goes Brigante, and caution flag comes out.
You gotta see who is in the lead at the time of the caution. Drivers are discussing it. I believe Nagels and Freese both think they're the race leader, KR.
Well, why not? Fight for that spot.
Now officials get it tuned out. We'll see who comes on the pit road first. It's our unofficial view of who might have won this stage. Good heads up driving. That could have been a lot bigger than just Andy getting a little bit sideways there. Everybody did a heads up, and it looks like Kevin Freese going to lead us down pit road, KR.
So the 25, first one on the pit road. And typically, good sign that he is our stage winner. See him hit his pit box here. And Al, as soon as he is down and away, I'm going to let you talk to him.
All right. Rick Sebrand's bypassed his pit stall. Same with Daniel Holloway car.
All right, so our stage winner is down and away. Kevin Freese in the 25. As good as I can find him, there he is from Team Boot Knocker. Okay, Al, it is all you, bud.
Kevin Freese, Al Smith in the turn 3 booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, how you doing now?
Not too bad. How are you doing? Probably pretty good after that stage 2 win.
Yeah, keeping the car clean. That's been the whole goal. It's a little farther back, but I want it to be, but we'll see what happens.
And then you got the longest part of the race coming up here, the stage number 2 coming to a close a little bit early. But overall, it's been a pretty white-knuckled race out there. How's the racing been from your point of view?
Oh, it's been a blast up until after that green flag pit stop cycle there, when we were all 3 wide up until Zach blew his motor. That was some fun stuff, just riding tight to each other, everybody doing what they need to do, taking care of each other and being aggressive at the same time. And that's the fun stuff that we get to do in here.
Yeah, we were talking about it a little bit earlier, and you guys make it look so easy out there, but it's really not the easiest type of racing, and you guys are the best that do it here on Monday nights with the OP Premier Series. And what's it going to take to put this 25 Chevy Camaro in victory lane here at the end of this one?
Got to get some of this track position back. I mean, not terribly far back, especially with these people going in to top off. Get the track position back and hopefully don't mess up a pit stop so that I have a chance at the end, because, I mean, one mistake gets over. So just got to keep the car clean and the driver keep it clean as well.
Take a nice deep breath. You're going to have just a little bit over 50 laps to go. But who makes it all possible for you on this team to get the stage 2 win?
Yeah, huge thanks to, I had right up there, Eric and Peter were right with me. Peter got left out there, so I pushed out Cody to be able to slide up in front, give Peter some draft. And then we got Gabe with us. Brian ditched us for these couple weeks here. I can't believe he left us and went over to Europe on a, quote, class trip.
How dare him?
Yeah, I know. Who takes a class trip to, like, 5 countries?
I mean, I'm a little jealous now.
Yeah, I know. I want to know where those class trips were when I was in school.
Exactly. Hey, well, the lights are out on the EV Mustang. The batteries are getting low on there, so it's going to be headed down pit road. We'll let you get back to it. Good luck. Hopefully we talk to you at the end of this one.
Yeah, thank you. Good luck to you guys. And enjoy the race here.
We have Ben. You good luck here. That is Kevin Freese, your stage 2 winner. Going to start back in the 7th position, KR. And looking to go forward to get some of that track position back.
Yeah, that 25 did fall back just a little bit. Talked about getting that track position back, but I'll tell you what, if anyone can do it, it will be the 25. We'll see how it goes for him.
Got some fast cars in front of him, though. You got the 6 of Cody Nagel is going to start on the outside. Your race leader, the control car, the Jasper Racing Engines, number 510 of Richard Sanchez. Those are your top 2 cars. Sanchez will get into the restart zone first. We still have 40 cars on the lead lap. Any one of them could be your race winner here tonight. We are about to find out with 55 laps to go. And the Reynolds Family Memorial and Sanchez on the loud pedal first, and we're back under the green flag.
Sanchez gets a good launch, and he's got the 63 of Logan Helton on his back bumper. Season 9 champion, and if you want someone on your back bumper, well, why not have it be the past champion, or the reigning champion, I should say.
And not a bad driver to have behind you as Nagels gets a good push from McCara on the outside, and they've got Gilchrist in at 31. He's made a nice rebound after being involved in a wreck early on here this evening. Kevin Freese, we just talked to him, fourth car on the outside, and he's got Vicente Guerrero. Guerrero has been very aggressive on the pushes here tonight, KR. We've seen a few cars get loose off the front end of that Budweiser 14, and now he'll swing to the inside to try to take that spot away from Kevin Freese, and he will do so as Freese goes to the outside with Lima. He's got some help though, as that's the 027 on the outside of Korosek, as that is the outside lane. But we saw that third line not really work to the best of everybody's ability as of yet. Do you suspect that we'll see that line come into play a little bit later on this evening?
Now I'll tell you what, the third and fourth line hasn't really been a factor so far yet, so wondering if they're just keeping that for the late stages of this race and not wanting to show their hand too soon.
It is possible as Nagels leads that lap. He'll cut back down in front of Sanchez. That leaves the 71 of McCara to lead that middle lane. And as we said, the outside lane wasn't quite working. Well, Kevin Freese going to make a liar of us. KR down the backstretch they go. He's got Lima and Korosek giving him a good push. 3 wide for our race lead.
Kevin Freese, our stage 2 winner, lost a few positions there in the exchange of pit stops, and now use the third lane to try and take over the race lead. Zach Lima and Steve Korosek behind him, pushing on that back bumper. They're all trying to get in front. So another lap in. We'll start our second half of this race. So Al, close racing right now as they make their way onto the back stretch. Quite a bit of laps to go.
Yeah, and I'm really impressed that Sean McCarron at 71 able to hold court in that middle lane as they start to get dancing around off the pushes. McCarron, you see a little bit of front end damage on that 71. Doing a good job holding on to that spot, vying for that race lead. Karen, this race in this stage a little bit longer than what was originally scheduled for. So how does that play into the crew chiefs down there? I see a lot of smoke on pit road. Their calculators are burning up, trying to figure out, can they make it on one stop, or is it going to be 2?
Al, I don't know if you can recall, but the last time we hit the halfway point of the race with all 40 cars still on the lead lap, well, I'm gonna be honest, I can't remember. So
yeah,
to have 40 cars still on the lead lap, those calculators also have to factor in a loss of track position.
Yeah, one bad mistake on pit road, speeding, an unsafe pit entrance, speeding off a pit road, any of that can be detrimental to your driver's hopes out there. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Make sure you hit those thumbs up. Let these drivers know you appreciate their efforts out there tonight. As Kevin Freese trying to get back to the race lead. Freese sounded like he wanted to be up front. He wanted to be the Pied Piper here tonight. And he has done so as he now drops to the inside after McCarran gives him a push. Oh, contact sideways. Big trouble down here in the turn number 3. Big pile up. Everybody's involved. Yellow flag coming out for the 6th time, and the big one has happened.
Let's take a look at this one as we try and figure out where it all went wrong. BK Anderson going to carry our first shot, and you see Steve Carosi climbing the fence. BK getting a shot from behind and ahead of him. And man, that is a big junkyard down at the inside of that corner. Take another look here as they make their way into the corner. You see the 027 up into the air. Try and find some good views of what happened. And it looks like maybe the 25, the 71, and the 6 all get together and trigger this one at the front of the field.
And there's nowhere to go for anybody behind it. Everybody jump on the binders.
And they all wash down the track.
Yeah. I think only a couple cars not involved in that one. Maybe just a race leader of Cody Nagels, who leads everybody down pit road.
On board with Steve Carosi. You can see the 071 just comes in and puts that 027 into the wall. Then everyone just piling in on the brakes and just sliding down the track. All right, so
I
off
hate
of
to
pit
say
road-
this, KR,
Go ahead.
but I think, just maybe, that we might lose some cars on the lead lap after that one. There were some hard hits.
I think so too. So guys, with that being said, we are going to step away for a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
racing, you wanted the best, you got him for a breast. Often imitated, never duplicated, the greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the field is stacked up side by side, tucked in tight behind the Ford Mustang. And they are ready to get after it once again. Les Levy in the 62, winning the race off of pit road. 2 tires stop and some fuel for the 62. We'll see when he is going to have to hit pit road once again. But for right now, he has the race lead, and he was not the only one to do 2 tires and a splash of fuel.
No, a few other drivers coming down pit road as well. So we will see what's going to happen, KR. Just going to be about 35 laps left to go. 45, excuse me. Quick math.
Quick math. I like quick math. So much easier. All right, Green can back out. Les wasting no time getting that 62 up to speed. All right, Al, so we've had a big one. We now have 37 cars on the lead lap. Looks like Bob Lacavera has gone behind the wall. In the 5, he is the only car that has reported as out of the race. Josh Milam in the 7, still sitting on pit road as they work on that race car. And Sean Stevens is the first car 1 lap down.
Yep, so he's still got a fighting chance here. So, well, I would, if I was a betting man in Vegas, I would bet that we are not done seeing that yellow rag fly with how these drivers are pushing and banging on each other.
Yeah, they are working very hard. They know it's getting down to the crunch time for this season, and having to overcome that pressure and maybe not being in the points position they would like.
Yeah, every position matters, and a win is everything, especially in this format. As long as you meet the criteria of the minimum amount of races you have to start in. If you're outside, even outside, say, the top 25 in points, and you still win and you've been to all those races, you can jump in, KR, and you get into that championship playoffs, which starts only in a few weeks.
Yeah, in just a few weeks, this field will be set in the top 16.
After tonight, only 3 more races.
Cody Nagel's in the 6, your race leader now. The 62 has cycled to the outside lane. 6 down on the bottom. Kevin cheered for Cody here a little bit ago, and ever since then, that 6 has been up in front.
But he says he had nothing to do with that wreck. So do we look for a banana peel or something?
Right.
All good fun.
That's exactly what I expect somebody to say who's done something wrong.
Well, I didn't want to say it out loud, PR. I think Wagner is looking into it.
Ooh, very good.
The racing has been really good tonight.
I mean, we are marching right along in these laps. We have had a couple cautions, some big time cautions as well, but the race itself has seen some great action as these guys continue to just log laps and jockey for position.
Yeah, and everybody's trying to get into that position right now to be, well, up towards the front here as we close in on the end of this one. We talked to Kevin Freese at the end of stage number 2. He said track position is going to be key. He was involved in that last wreck. He's just outside now, the 53 of David Hunt. He works down there at 59 of Guerrero, and also working the inside. First time we mentioned his name tonight in his 59 Supra. All outside of the top 10 right now as Cody Nagel still shows the way. Lima out front and there behind him. Sebastian Marin, he's been quiet tonight, KR. I feel like he's been there, but just quietly running inside the top 10.
He has been pretty quiet, been caught up in a couple incidents that 23 has, but you know, super speedway racing here on Monday night, you're gonna have that.
Logan Helton, where'd he come from?
He finds a way to the front all the time. He can be 3 laps down. Next thing you know, he's won the race. I don't know how he does it.
Sounds like a challenge.
It's fun for him to come from behind as well. So he does a good job at it.
Yeah, these drivers all work together. They're on their teams. They all get lined up, working well with each other. And sometimes, well, when you don't have a teammate near you, you gotta work with, well, your new best friend for the moment, right? That's how it all works here on the Super Speedway Racing as they work down here into turn 3. And it's still Nagel's hugging that yellow line with just 30 laps to go. This time by will be 29 to go. When's that magic number to come down pit road, KR? They got to make it to at least 20 to go, I would say, to be safe.
Yeah, somewhere around lap 80, about 15 laps, but we're not quite there on fuel yet.
Zach Fritz with a rebound. We heard he lost an engine that caused the one on the backstretch, our 4th yellow flag of the evening. Zach Workman rebounding nicely in that 19 as well. He's always got nice looking race cars. I know they're green, and I don't like green race cars, but they always look very nice.
Yeah, that 19 had his fair share of issues here tonight, but managed to battle through and still in this race.
Driver out of Ohio, just cracking the top 10 as he works underneath the 46th of Overstreet. They just had that big one. Everybody kind of 2 by 2 all the way through the field. Josh slowly get into that inside line there, KR. That's when we start to know that maybe pit stops are going to start. I still think we're a few laps away, though.
Yeah, we're going to see these guys stretch it out here just a little bit further as we look at the mid-pack here. The 14 and the 17, the 27 and the 77 all running right here kind of at the tail end of the 2 wide racing action. 17 of Jimmy Reynolds down on the bottom, running a different version of the Reynolds wrap than what we have seen on the 26, and has it colored just different enough that we can tell a difference.
Well, and it has a 17 on it.
Instead of 26. So
Yes.
you get a little bit less from the 17 as far as square footage, but you also pay a little bit less.
That's right. Did you paint that car, KR?
I did not.
I know you dabble in it once in a while.
I do dabble every once in a while, but that one was not me.
Last week's winner, Anthony English, running back in the 21st position. Got that win 1 week ago at the iRacing Super Speedway. He's just in front of the Lamborghini of Andy Brigante. Remember, Brigante was slid sideways earlier on this evening. Trying to make his way towards the front. Dan Harrington up 24 spots. I was about to say that he's our biggest mover, but that would be Nathan Warren in at number 9, who's on the outside going for 4th. Up 30 spots from the start of tonight's race, KR. That's a lot. That's a big time move.
Yeah, Nate Warren has been making some great moves here tonight. 46 of David Overstreet. Been involved in a couple wrecks along with the 9, and to see these guys working in that third lane with the 62 of Les Levy trying to lead this race, they are getting after it here tonight.
And our race control chiming in says no one can make it on one more stop. Getting the lap 76 is the magic number, based off of what race control is relaying to us. We appreciate that, Matt. So our quick math was a little bit off then, KR.
You don't say.
Well, maybe. Field working by the 15 of Jeff Crosby Sr. working the outside of the Skull Bandit. 15. That was one of my favorite race cars growing up.
The 15 here has seen better racing days. Kind of got a bit tore up. Ran out of fast repairs and now just trying to get to the end of the race.
Never give up, because you never know.
Never give up. Absolutely. We can have this one go into overtime and all kinds of time and time again. You just got to stay after it.
Working lap number 72 right now. About another 4 laps. Where we expect, but everybody getting single file, KR, so maybe to Matt's point, they can't make it on just to one more stop, so maybe we're going to see some pit stops coming up here sooner than later.
Yeah, with everyone getting single file, that is always a good sign that green flag pit stops are on the way. But for right now, everyone has stayed out. No one has come down pit road. Still only Bob Lacavera out of the race. Josh Milam still sitting on pit road, has been there for almost the last 15 minutes.
He had heavy damage from that last wreck, and it was in his backup car already. So a tough break for Milam.
All right, single file once again, and trouble off of turn number 4. Anthony English trying to hold on to it. We stay green for the moment. The 44 chasing that through the grass. Holds on to it. He doesn't want to see that green flag stay out, but we do stay green.
And Anthony English in a world of hurt. Unless the yellow flag is going to come out, he has lost the draft. Has to get back up to speed now. So English gonna need some help from his fellow drivers being a little bit rowdy to get back into this one. So last week's winner not having the same go as he did 1 week ago. Nice driving though by Anthony. Save that car.
Yeah, did a great job at saving it. And Rob Connors, Hunter Reynolds, BK Anderson, and Steve Karosik hit pit road that time. Sanchez continues to lead. Cody Nagel's in the 6th, right behind him. Al, they are just on the outside of making it with one more stop. You wonder if they're going to try and stretch it.
You don't really know. Nope, they're going to come down pit road being led by Sanchez. Will they all make it? Oh, contact. Liam sideways. Not sure if he made it down to pit road speed there. Contact between the 510 and the 6 when they were on their way down pit road, KR. So we'll have to wait and see if there's anybody with penalties.
So our race leader is now the 40 of Peter DeBorgia. And he's still going to have to hit pit road, but if they can get just a little bit further, they can make it on this one more stop. Here they come onto pit road, and everyone fans out on the brakes. The 53 into the back of the 46. This time the 40 hits his pit stall without an issue, and the 63 has stayed out, and he is out there all by himself.
Yeah, he is just coming off of turn number 2 right now. So a miscue, maybe couldn't get woed up in time to get down or something. But Logan Helton, I'm gonna say he's in a world of hurt right now, KR. This stays green.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was something he had planned or what his situation is, but he's gonna have to hit pit road and do it by himself. He does have 2 wins. He is locked in to playoff contention, and not only locked into playoff contention, but almost a full race ahead of everyone else as far as for points. So he can kind of do what he wants and not worry too much about it.
Yeah, he's coming down pit road or in his pit stall now as Jim Mayer was your race leader, but here comes Sanchez and Nagel. They'll swallow him up, kick him to the curb. Lima still out there, so he must have made it down to pit road speed, KR, as he runs in that 3rd position.
Yeah, that is close. He's gotten very aggressive on the pit road several times and gotten away with it. And here we can see the 63 getting passed by the field as they are all up to speed. He's going to look for somewhere he can blend in onto the racetrack. He's found it. He is at the tail end of this field.
Oh, trouble. Dave Hunt going to get turned sideways. And the yellow flag is coming out. Is the 53 of Dave Hunt was turned sideways there. Everybody able to avoid him. And I believe this is going to save Anthony English.
All right, let's back this up and see what happened to the 53. Go just a hair further. Dave Hunt in the 53, the 04 of Mark Mann. Hunt washes up the track. Mark Mann tries to fill the hole, and Dave Hunt tries to close it.
This hard racing coming down to the last stages of this race. Dan Holloway also getting a piece of it.
So Sanchez and Nagels still at the front of the field.
Somehow, Overstreet stayed out of that. Great driving by that driver.
Sanchez going to come down pit road. A few other drivers going to hit pit lane as well. Nagels stays out.
Only 16 laps to go, KR. Can they make it if they came down lap 75, 76? I think this yellow flag helps, but what happens if we go to overtime?
Yeah, that is where things get close. Because that's the gamble. Are you going to have enough fuel to make it to the end of the stage? Or not the stage, end of the race with 2 attempts at a green-white checkered?
Yeah, that's going to be the question, I think. I don't think we're done tearing up some race cars, but we've been wrong again before. I am going to be wrong again this time too, but these drivers do put on the best racing that we see. They are heavy saving right now underneath this yellow flag. So, KR, the dice are in the cup.
Is it going to come up snake eyes, or is it going to come up a winning number? What do you think, Al? What's the right call here?
Whatever wins the race. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, to be honest with you, KR. It's one of those, what do you got to lose? I mean, Cody Nagels comes in tonight's race 27th in points. Trying to get a win for the Dale Cup Games team. I kind of like the play call, trying to stretch it out. I do kind of like that.
You have to try and change it up from time to time because, well, you never know which one's going to work. Can't always gamble on a green-white checkered because we have had several races go just the regular distance. You can't always gamble on the regular distance because we have had several go into overtime. So just got to pick the right one at the right time.
You do. And whatever that is, you know, I feel like as a race leader, you're kind of a sitting duck, right? You either do what you're going to do and everyone else says the opposite, or you think you're going to do what everyone else is going to do and then they do the opposite of you. So it's one of those things where I guess you just don't know till it's time to go, but be interesting to see here when we go back green flag racing. It'll be just 13 laps to go here at the Talladega Super Speedway.
Lights are out on the Ford Mustang. Cody Nagels and Zach Lima on the front of this restart. All right, here we go. Let us know how you think this is going to play out. I, for one, don't have an idea, but you guys might know something I don't because it's not hard. I'm not that smart.
Oh, stop it. Yeah, you are.
So here we go. Lights are out on the Ford Mustang. Cody Nagel, Zach Lima, Nate Warren, Sebastian Marin, Zach Fritsch, Les Levy. Stacked them up and ready to go. Mustang down and away. Al. Here we go. And what could be the final restart, but I think we're going to get 2 more restarts in.
Just over 34 miles of racing left to go here in the Reynolds Family Memorial. We will see who is going to win. KR, Lima, and Nagel step on the gas pedal. We're back underway. 13 circuits left to go.
6 has been up front for a majority of this race. Matt Wagner agrees. He has been up front, and man, it is still anyone's race. We still only have Jeff Crosby Sr., Josh Milam, and Bob Lacavera not on the lead lap. Sean Stevens, last car on the lead lap in the 27. So with 13 laps to go, Al, better hold on to that steering wheel pretty tight.
Yeah, there's going to be a white-knuckled action all the way around the speedway, and I think you're going to see the pushes start getting a little bit harder. Here comes Warren. He's being pushed by the 12 with Zach Fritz. The 40 de Borgia up there as well. Do you want to be leading on that last lap, Care, or would you rather be the car pushing?
Man, I'll tell you what, I think I'd rather be leading. You're kind of a sitting duck either way. So I think I'd rather take my chances out in front because that yellow flag could come out.
Yep, absolutely. Warren still working the outside with Zach Fritz brake player behind him. We saw Fritz blow up a little bit earlier from pushing too hard, so you got to keep an eye on those temperatures. The 40 de Borgia runs there on the outside as well. Sebastian Marin right there in front. Zachary Lima, he's been fast all night long. Cody Nagels, though, has had a flawless race so far. Can he close out the deal? That third lane starting to move up here. Sean McCarron. No, de Borgia's going to swip out in front of him. 3 wide action down the backstretch.
Zach Fritsch in the 12 pushing on the 9 of Nate Warren, but the 40 of Peter de Borgia has that third lane. They're looking a bit strung out in that third lane. Can't really keep any form to it as everyone is really scattering. The 12 of Zach Fritsch looking like maybe he wants to go 4 wide, but no one going with him, and it is making things very tight.
Things are really tight down here in turn number 1. 1 car below the yellow line just for a moment. That was Seabrands. Whew. Take a breath, KR. They got it back to 3 wide. But Peter de Borgia, that third lane really got fizzled out, and now we're back to 2x2 with just 10 laps to go around here. And how about the 24 of Miller? Tyler Miller, no front bumper on that 24, and he's vying for a race win, sitting inside the top 5.
Yeah, he is duking it out for sure, toughing it out, doing all he can. That 24 is right there. He's already got a win. Just needs to get the starts to lock himself in. He's got a 1 race buffer to do it. But heck, why not go for a good solid run here as well?
Absolutely. Now that third lane being formed up, Zach Fritz being pushed by Peter de Borgia. Sean McCarron also up on the outside, and you're starting to see the pushes. They're getting a little bit harder. Down the backstretch, you saw the car starting to do a little bit of turkey walking.
Yeah, that 12 got pretty twisted up down the backstretch.
Business starting to pick up here. It'll be 8 laps to go. Can they do this for 8.5 or 8 1/4 more circuits? That will be the question. The outside lane. Oh, one car gets turned to Porsche. Oh, there goes big trouble down here in turn 1. The Workman's is around. The Porsche's car is torn up. Rick Seabrands, Tyler Miller coming to a sliding stop. Guerrera and the 59. And yellow flag coming back out. And Nate Warren, I believe, is shown as your race leader. With 8 laps to go.
All right, let's back this up and let's see what happened. Yeah, I gotta go ways back here. Here we go. Give me just a second here. All right, they are working into the corner or out of the trioval. The 71 and the 40 look like they're the ones who trigger this one. You can see the 40 gets turned. Zach Workman involved. Casey Gilchrist, BK Anderson. A lot of brake smoke. A lot of damage to the 40. Richard Kuhn going for a late spin as he was a bit out of shape there. And Al? Yellow flag is out and everyone gonna have to stack up and try again.
And that was a big one right there. So we'll have to see who's got cars left down on pit road, who can get their damage fixed. A lot of good cars inside the top 10 getting involved in that one, KR. And it's gonna believe to be below a 5-lap shootout when we go back green flag racing.
I think you're right. I think we're gonna have 5 laps to go in this one. We'll see where that it all kind of, no, I think it'll be 4. Because it all kind of depends on when the pace car catches up to the field or you catch up to the pace car, one of the two. So I think we're going to see 4 laps to go when the green flag comes back out.
I think you are right, and there'll be, we got some players, new players up at the front of this one now. Logan Helton sitting, going to restart in that 3rd position. As our lucky dog goes by, that would be the 15 of Jeffrey Crosby Sr. And that'll put 38 cars currently on the lead lap. We do know that there's some cars that were involved in that last wreck that, well, that might be it for them, KR, unfortunately.
Yeah, very well could be the end of their race, and sucks to have it end within 10 laps to go. But
that's the most frustrating part as a driver, isn't it?
Make it all that way and within 10 laps, 240 miles away, or racing for 240 miles, 10 miles away. Yeah, it'd be rough.
Yep.
So under yellow once again. With that being said, guys, we're going to take a quick break. No one go anywhere. We'll be back to wrap this one up.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker, The future is feeling.
I'm gonna guess that helps it.
Yes.
I mean, I think I'd like to see Cody win it.
Whopper, 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 Junior, Double, Triple, Whopper, Impossible or Bacon Whopper. I rule this day. And BK, have it your way.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as I've finally discovered the culprit to what's going on with everything. No good news. I have it fixed by next week. Maybe.
Operator.
Listen, we can put a new operator in, but yeah, it is what it is.
I tried calling the operator.
It's not my fault they changed the way that things work.
I wasn't blaming you.
I was. I always blame me. It's easier.
All right. Hey. 4 laps. Who's going to get it done?
All right, I'll take it away.
All right. Field coming down through the tri-oval. Getting ready to go green flag as the sun sets here at Talladega. Green is back up. We're underway. Cody Nagel's going to jump onto the gas pedal on the outside of Nate Warren. The one of Lima giving a good push. Sebastian Marin also up there on the outside lane. Top 6 cars start to break away from the rest of the pack through turns 1 and 2. Nagel's up the racetrack. He'll regain it. He'll get the head of steam down the Talladega super stretch. Do you want to be on the inside or the outside lane? That's going to be the question. And will we be able to make it this time? It'll be 3 more circuits to go. Just over 6 miles of racing left here at Talladega.
I gotta tell you, my preference is always outside lane, whether it wins or not. I just like to be on the outside. That bottom lane, I always feel trapped. Feel like I can always do a little something more in that outside lane.
A little bit more momentum, be able to carry on the outside as well, as the outside lane really formed up currently. Only 3 cars on the inside, but he got some 3 good cars on the inside. He got Nate Warren, the 63 of Logan Helton, and Zach Fritz. The third lane is starting to peak out there. Here comes the 95 of the Hall of Famer, Jim Mayer. He's going to swing to the outside. We're going to have 9 cars underneath the blanket as they head into turn number 3.
Do want to point out, still have 37 cars on the lead lap. However, John Guerrera, Josh Milam, and Bob Lacavera are the 3 cars out of this race. Casey Gilchrist in 37th spot is the last car on the lead lap as we go 3 wide through the tri-oval as we try to finish this one out. The 63 of Logan Helton leading the charge in the middle lane. Jim Mayer in the 95 up on the top shelf, and Nate Warren in the 9 down along the yellow line.
He is down on the inside lane. There is a 6 of Nagels. Now will drop low with Zachary Lyam down to the inside as well. Here goes Jim Mayer. Helton will cut the nose off of Nagels into turn number 3. Someone checked the forehead of Cody Nagels. The door was slammed on him. Coming to the white flag through the tri-oval. Will they make it?
heading to the trial for the white flag. If we get to the white flag, that is going to seal it, and we will get there, and this one is going to go the distance. One more time around. Logan Helton, Jim Mayer, can they get there? Can the 6 of Cody Nagels make something happen? He has been up front for a majority of this race, and he's got that outside lane. There he goes, making the move to the outside.
Jim Mayer going to give him a good push, but here comes Kevin Freezer, stage 2 winner. He's got Zach Fritz giving him a push as there's a wreck behind him. We will stay green. Nagels to their point. Cody Nagels drops down in front of Helton. Helton washes him up the racetrack, side by side off of turn number 4.
Here they come off of turn number 4. It is going to be a drag race down the front stretch. Cody Nagels, Logan Helton. Who's it going to be at the line? I couldn't tell you just yet, but it looks like the 6 of Cody Nagels is going to edge out Jim Mayer and Logan Helton.
Cody Nagels, a dominant car all race long. Picked the right lanes, saw the momentum coming behind him, KR, and will get that push to victory lane and become our 9th driver to pick up a win here this season. Or is that our 10th? I believe that's our 10th.
Cody Nagels' season just got turned around coming into tonight. He was 27th in points, has started every single race, has had a dismal showing, no top 5s, no top 10s, and now he locks himself in with the win as he starts to burn it down on the front stretch. Al, how about that?
A great end to the night for the driver from Missouri. Jim Mayer giving him a push. Logan Helton there as well as he burns it down in a packed grandstands here on the Reynolds Memorial race here at Talladega. What an exciting finish, KR.
That it is, and let's get right into our post-race show as the celebrations have gone wild on the front stretch. Woo. Cody, this is KR and Al up in the broadcast booth. You got your ears on, bud?
Yes, I do.
Man, that 6 was fast all night long. You found a way to bring it home here tonight. Tell us a little bit about your race from your point of view.
Well, I guess first off, I was trying to figure out, with where I was at in points, it's not been the best season for me. Been a lot of bad luck, so I was trying to think, do I want to play it safe or just run hard? And I kind of, something Logan said a while back stuck with me when he said when he was having a rough season, he was taking it too conservative. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to run my race. Just do it the best way I know and stay out front. And that's the race I ran tonight. And thankfully I was put in a position. My teammates helping me the whole way. It kind of gave me a chance to win there. So I figure I just got to push Logan, get clear, and I might have a chance at it.
All right. Well, man, that 6 looked very good from start to finish. Kevin came in and cheered for you. And the moment he said, I'm rooting for the 6, that thing was plastered at the front of the field.
It has been, I feel like, a fairly long time coming because I put together a solid season last season. Not the best season so far this season, but this turned it around. I had a good look a couple weeks ago, wasn't able to close it, which was fine. Just figured got to keep giving myself chances at the win. And I had that chance right there. So the only thing I knew to do was push Logan for everything I was worth, not worrying about temps. And I got clear and took it, and I was able to carry the momentum to the start-finish line. So what a race. What a race.
Nice job, man. Congratulations. Shout outs, thank yous that you'd like to give?
Yeah, I want to thank my parents for tuning in and watching the broadcast. Of course, you guys, KR and Al, for putting on always a great show on Mondays that I'm very much looking forward to watching this one back. Got to thank my teammates, Dale Cup, Seabass, Lima, Steve, and Hunter. And I also want to thank my other team, Limitless, for I mean, I joined into this league with them guys, and not to give away too much, but I think we're going to have a little bit of reuniting the guys back together next season. So I'm thankful to have great teammates around me, and I'm just glad I was able to turn my season around.
All right, man. Well, nice job once again. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, that is our race winner, the driver of the number 6, Cody Nagels. And Al, you could hear the relief in his voice.
You could definitely hear the relief. Like I said, not having the greatest seasons. Well, now he's locked into the championship, the playoff 16, becoming our 9th different winner of the season. And well, it's how much it means to these guys. You can hear it in their voice, like they're amped up after every single race. Doesn't matter if it's their 5th win of the season or their 1st. These guys, it's hard to win here.
All right, moving on to second place. Al, I believe you've caught up with Jim Mayer.
I've caught up with the Hall of Famer Jim Mayer, and Jim coming up one spot shot shy there. You had the momentum on the outside, and Cody took that right-hand turn in front of you, and you pushed him to the victory lane. What else did you need to get out of this 95 to maybe get around Cody, besides a little bit more real estate on the racetrack?
A smarter driver behind the wheel. Probably should have jumped up high there in front of Kevin, and didn't. Probably needed a win there with points. We got taken out of the second stage there. So probably needed more points. Probably needed a win. So that's a mistake on my part for not being more aggressive there.
Coming into tonight, you were 21 points behind the cutoff line. Some of the drivers that you're battling for that cutoff spot finished behind you. So maybe a not all loss here tonight. I know the stage 2 points definitely do hurt, but 3 weeks remaining to that playoff 16. Obviously a win locks you in. Next week we had the Daytona. What's it going to take down there for you and this 95 team to lock yourselves into the playoff 16, or have just a good night down there?
Yeah, it's every point matters. I've said that since the start here. It's a competitive series we have here, so every point matters. But Daytona, similar thing. Got to try to be aggressive, get up front, get some stage points, and hopefully a good finish. A win would be great, so we can take some of that stress away of fighting for points. But for now, we're gonna fight like a dog for the points and every point we can get.
Well, you've had a good season so far up to this, coming up in the runners-up spot here tonight. Good momentum headed into the last 3 races. Who makes it all possible for you in this 95 team?
Of course, all the guys at the lines. It's a great team and the great teammates. They make everything happen when it comes down to strategy or when you need a good push. You can always count on those guys to be there. All the guys at OP that are putting these things on, and of course you guys up in the booth putting the show on for the people out there watching.
Well, congratulations, Jim. We thank you for the kind words. It's all KR. I just come in here and give him a hard time.
I appreciate it.
There you go, Jim Mayer going to come home in that runner-up position, KR, and he'll look to close in on a win over the next 3 weeks. And I believe you've caught up with our 3rd place finisher, which was in a dead heat with Jim Mayer.
Yeah, our 3rd and final step of the podium, going to the 63 of Logan Helton. Logan, you had us wondering what you were doing there in that final pit stop as you pitted all by yourself.
Yeah, I knew that if I wanted to stay out there, of course I was expecting to go green. Basically, I didn't have to save at all that last run if we went green there, and I would have been able to use that 3rd lane and go around everyone while they're saving and be able to control the race from there. I already got 2 wins. I'm locked in. I thought, why not? Let's just try it a little bit and see what can happen. But unfortunately, that caution came out literally the lap I came out the pits. So it's just if anything, it put me in more of a disadvantage than anything, but we were able to get back up front. But unfortunately, there in the last couple laps, we finally got to a lead we finally got to the lead, but not in a position where I could control it. So it was just my turn to be leading, because the way that the runs were working at that moment, it was just whoever was behind was going to be able to get clear, and Cody was able to hop up. So, I mean, good win for him. He made the right moves there at the end. It just kind of sucks. We were never up front the whole race, just because wrecks, damage, trying to not use up my last car, and that last pit was going to be my opportunity to get up front with maybe 10 laps to go and control it, but it just didn't work out how I wanted it to.
When 2 wins on the season, locked in and have been locked in for a while to the championship 16. But almost a full race ahead in the points. So any chance of slowing down?
I hope not. We got to keep this momentum up. I'm feeling really good lately about all the races I'm in. FTF League, Slim Rock, Road to Pro, all that stuff. So I'm hoping not to slow down anytime soon. We're just going to keep racking off these good finishes, getting these good wins here and there, and just doing what we need to do to get ourselves in a really good spot for this championship and hopefully all the championships.
All right, man. Well, a solid run here. Great 3rd place finish. Shout outs, thank yous. Flavor of pizza.
Well, due to Road Pro coming up, we've changed pizza nights to Thursdays to get us a little bit more luck on Road to Pro. But for tonight, we had some, I don't even know what it's called. It was like enchilada cake stuff. Like it was stacked in a bowl thing. I don't know. You should ask my mom. She can tell you in the YouTube chat. But just thanks to you guys for putting on the broadcast, Turn 3 Racing Network, everyone at OP that puts this on. Congrats to Cody for the win, teammate Jim for that 2nd place, everyone at Alliance Motorsports, Nexus Esports, W Energy, Roaster Jim's Coffee, the Materializing Mindset podcast. I have so many people to thank, and I feel bad for constantly talking after hearing our interviews, but just thank you guys for giving me the time to do that, and I hope you all have a great night, and I hope tomorrow you have some Mike and Ike's, because Mike and Ike's are really good.
I do like Mike and Ike's, but there you go. Logan Helton, the final step of the podium. Nice job, man.
Thank you guys very much.
All right, there you have it, Al. Nothing left but to go through the results and our closing statements. So let's get right into our finishing order. Cody Nagels picks up his first win of the season, coming at an opportune time to boost him into the championship 16. Jim Mayer, Logan Helton round out the podium. Kevin Freese and Sebastian Marin in the top 5. Then it's Zach Lima, Zach Fritsch, Nathan Warren, Anthony English in 9th, and 10th place goes to Daniel Holloway.
11th will go to David. I'm sorry, KR there. I had a technical issue.
It happens. Go, take it away.
All right. 11th will go to David Overstreet. Jimmy Reynolds will come home 12th. Rick Seabrands, Andy Brigante, Les Levy running out your top 15. 16th will go to Mark Mann. Jeffrey Crosby Jr. will rally for 17th. Zach Workman 18th. 19th will go to Sean Stevens and Tyler Miller rounding out your top 20.
21st will go to Dave Hunt. Dan Harrington in 22nd. Richard Kuhn 23rd. 24th Steve Karosik and BK Anderson going to round out the top 25.
26 will go to Eric Laurie in the John Deere 071. David Booth will come home 27th. Rob Connors, Richard Sanchez, and Vicente Guerrero will come home 30th.
31st, Jeff Crosby Sr., Peter DeBorgia, 32nd. 33rd, Sean McCara. 34th will be Hunter Reynolds, and 35th, Jeremy Funk.
36 will go to Casey Gilchrist, Gabe Butler, 37th, John Guerrera, 38th, Josh Milam, and Bob Lacavera will round out your 40-car fields here in the Reynolds Family Memorial at Talladega. Next week, the series heads to bumpy Daytona.
That it does, and Al, just a few more races to lock yourself in. It's not over yet, as we saw here tonight with Cody Nagels all the way down in 27th place in points. No top 10s, no top 5s. Comes away with the race win and locks himself into the championship 16. 3 races to go next week. What do you think is going to happen now?
I think it's really anybody's race. You heard how disappointed Jim Mayer was for not being more aggressive. That's how much a win really means. He knows he's on that cutoff line. I think you're going to start seeing these drivers that are close between 14th to 18th get a little bit more desperate, maybe a little bit more of a desperation mode going to be out there, maybe rolling the dice a little bit more. A win means everything for these drivers to get inside the 16. They all want to be the season 10 champion. 3 more races left to go before we find out who those 16 drivers are who will make it into the round of 16.
All right, guys, that is going to do it for us here tonight. So thank you very much for joining us. And until Wednesday night, that'll be the next time I see y'all, and I'll see y'all next Monday night. So until then, stay safe and have a good night.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.